Erickson's theory, and we're at the stage that probably most of you are in. So we've been learning about Erickson's theory, and we're at the stage that probably most of you are in life, 18 to 40. And the crisis that we're trying to resolve right now is intimacy versus isolation. That is, can we find someone that we can share ourselves with? So what I'd like to do is show you this video that I think tells you everything you need to know about relationships.
The Missing Piece Meets the Big O by Shel Silverstein. The missing piece sat alone, waiting for someone to come along and take it somewhere. Some fit, but could not roll. Others could roll, but did not fit. One didn't know a thing about fitting. And another didn't know a thing about anything. One was too delicate. One put it on a pedestal and left it there. Some had too many pieces missing. It learned to hide from the hungry ones. Others rolled right by without noticing. It tried to make itself more attractive. It didn't help. It tried being flashy. But that just frightened away the shy ones. At last, one came along that fit just right. But all of a sudden, the missing piece began to grow and grow. I didn't know you were going to grow. I didn't know it either, said the missing piece. I'm looking for my missing piece, one that won't increase. And then one day, one came along who looked different. What do you want of me? Asked the missing piece. Nothing. What do you need from me? Nothing. Who are you? I am the Big O, said the Big O. I think you are the one I have been waiting for. Maybe I am your missing piece. But I am not missing a piece. There is no place you would fit. That is too bad. I was hoping that perhaps I could roll with you. You cannot roll with me, but perhaps you can roll by yourself. By myself? A missing piece cannot roll by itself. Have you ever tried? But I have sharp corners. I am not shaped for rolling. Corners wear off, and shapes change. Anyhow, I must say goodbye. Perhaps we will meet again. And away it rolled. The missing piece was alone again. For a long time, it just sat there. Then, slowly, it lifted itself up on one end and flopped over. Then lift, pull, flop. It began to move forward, and soon its edges began to wear off. Lift, pull, flop, lift, pull, flop. And its shape began to change, and then it was bumping instead of flopping. And then it was bouncing instead of bumping. And then it was rolling instead of bouncing. And it didn't know where, and it didn't care. It was rolling.
So hopefully you got the meaning of the story of the missing piece meets the Big O. And I wanted to show you this one clip again. And then one day, one came along who looked different. "What do you want of me?" "Nothing," said the missing piece. "What do you need from me?" "Nothing," said the Big O. "Who are you?" asked the missing piece. "I am the Big O," said the Big O. "I think you are the one I've been waiting for," said the missing piece. "Maybe I am your missing piece." "But I am not missing a piece. There is no place that you would fit," said the Big O. "That's too bad. I was hoping that perhaps I could roll with you." "You cannot roll with me, but perhaps you could roll by yourself." "By myself, a missing piece cannot roll by itself." "Have you ever tried?" asked the Big O. "But I have sharp corners and I'm not shaped for rolling." "Corners wear off and shapes change. Anyhow, I must say goodbye," and away it rolled. So I think the point that I'm trying to get across here is that if you look at the things that Erikson says that we need, if we don't have these things, then we're not ready for intimacy. Let's take a look at it. First of all, what a lot of us have to be able to do is we have to trust in order to be vulnerable. Trust that, okay, if I show you who I am, and you reject me, I'm still going to be okay. And also, this Big O is independent. The key is in a relationship is that if we try to complete someone, like in Jerry Maguire, or something like that, then what happens when one of us grows? And do we have to stifle our own growth in order to complete the other person? And so it's important in a good, healthy relationship that both of us are autonomous, that we can be without the other. Also, we have to take initiative. We can't just, when we sit back and wait for the first person to come along to come and pick us out or something like that, who knows what we're getting. But when we take initiative, we can say, "Hey, you look like an interesting person. Would you like to be with me?" Or we can take initiative and say, "Hey, I need this right now. Do you think you could help me with this?" Or, "This is what I want to do. Right now you're going to have to figure out what you want to do because I need to complete myself. I need to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do." Another thing is we can't feel like we're inferior, because if we constantly feel like we're inferior, then we'll seem to need all of our gratification from the other person. It's like we're constantly drawing on them to make us feel good, make us feel good, make us feel good. And look at what Erikson says. It says we're not ready for intimacy until we have an identity. So I wanted to share this story with you because I think it shows all of these things that we need to have a very strong sense of identity before we're ready to become intimate. Because until we find our sense of identity, we can't really have healthy intimacy. So hopefully you guys got it. Maybe not. You can always get the book yourself or watch the movie again on YouTube.